Barbara Vercruysse, what an honor to have you on my podcast. I think you've got so much insight. I've been watching your videos on LinkedIn and you really inspire me. Thanks for joining me today.
It's a joy and a pleasure to be here with you today, Kevin.
That's great. Awesome. Today we are going to talk about personal development. I'm so excited about it because that's what my channel focuses on. But before we jump into today's topic, can you please introduce yourself to those who don't know you out there? Who is Barbara Vercruysse?
Yes, sure. So I'm Barbara Vercruysse. I live in Belgium. I'm a kindness advocate. I'm a mentor, a business coach, personal growth coach. One of my biggest clients is BMW, where I do mostly quality management and the HR soft skills responsible. I work with entrepreneurs and corporate leaders as their personal coach. I founded an online school, Barbara School of Wisdom, and I have a web shop too.
Wow, that's awesome. So, how do you define personal development?
Personal development for me is every time in life when you encounter a difficulty, you use that difficulty to develop yourself, to overcome it instead of shrinking and going into victim mentality. So every challenge, you use it as a fuel to grow.
Wow, that's a great definition. And do you think people should engage in personal development? If yes, why?
Absolutely. It's the most important investment they can make. Because whatever you will do in life, whether you want to be successful, let's say as a parent, you are a much better parent if you're a balanced, mature human being, if you're developed yourself. You are a better leading example for your child. Let's say you want to succeed in professional life. Then, of course, school is important. But as important is your attitude and how you develop yourself. Because some people, they have even 3 or 4 college degrees, but they have zero wisdom. They just have the narrow knowledge.
Yeah.
And in life, they fail because they have no empathy, they have no communication skills, they have not built resilience or strength.
Wow. So a college degree doesn't guarantee success?
No, at all. It doesn't guarantee success. College degree is knowledge. So what you do is you fill your head with knowledge and you reproduce it. For some jobs, it's important. If you are a medical doctor, you need that knowledge. You cannot you do surgery on people when you haven't got, you haven't studied that. When you're a lawyer, you have to know the law of your country. You cannot do that. But for example, you want to become a business owner, or you want to develop yourself in some kind of management position, I think going into the business, start there, doing all kinds of roles within a business, put your pride aside, because first you have to do a lot of, you could say, a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Don't go for the title, go for the experience.
Wow.
So, and once you do that, that's really a place where a college degree is not an advantage.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. I completely agree with you. And can you give us some examples of personal development activities?
Yes. Reading books is hugely important. I am 51 years old. I'm running, like a very busy life. I have my business. I'm married for more than 20 years, 3 children who are young adults. So you can imagine my life is really filled. And still every day I read. I read every year around 60 books to still develop myself, to expand myself, to, for me, it's mostly, what I read mostly is like wisdom of people that I admire, that I think are amazing human beings. I want to read their biographies. I want to read what they wrote, how they went through, you could say, trials in life, how they overcame challenges to use it for my own growth. So reading books, I think having a balanced spiritual life, whether you meditate or pray, very important. You have to be a whole human being, not only purely professional. Very important, your personal relationships. A person who has not, you could say, loving, close relationships is somebody who misses on a part of what you can learn in life. Your closest relationships, whether it's your parents, your children, your husband or wife, are your best teachers. Because, Kevin, it's very easy for you and me to have big theories in front of the camera. The most important thing is how I show up in every encounter I have when the camera is not turning. That's the most important moment.
That's right. Wow, I completely agree with you. So reading is your favorite personal development activity.
Reading. I love to read. From childhood on, I loved books. You can see we have a whole library of books. So as well, my husband and me, we love to read. We share that passion.
Wow. Can you give us other personal development activities apart from reading?
Other personal development activities, I think journaling. I journal almost every day. For me, it's like a way to vent certain thoughts, to let go of thoughts, and to reflect on things that happened. Yeah. I think that's very important. And then I have I think 30 or 40 journals over like my entire life. And sometimes you look back, let's say I read in my journal from 10 years ago, and you smile because you're not that person anymore. And you smile because you thought, like you had some huge problems or you had some big things. And 10 years later, you're like, oh my God, I have changed so much. I have grown so much, developed myself so much. And it's just phenomenal. Sometimes I think even in the last 5 years, I've grown so much, and I'm excited to see, who knows, in 10 years, will I exponentially still expand and evolve? I think that's very exciting, thought.
Yeah. Wow. So journaling is a very good personal development activity.
Yes.
That's great. And I know the personal development journey can be very challenging. Mm-hmm. If you decide to exercise more often, you may feel like giving up at some point. So how can someone stay the course in their personal development journey?
There are two things I think the two most important things is, one, you set specific goals. You set long-term goals, and then you chop down to shorter-term goals. You can say within 1 year, that's for my physical health. In 1 year, I want to be able to run 10 kilometers in 1 hour, let's say.
Yes.
But you can say, okay, within 6 months, I want to do 7 or 6 kilometers. Within 2 months, I want to do 3. So you build up, taking those steps and taking little steps. That's the first thing. You have specific goals. Second thing is to have one or more accountability partners, people who support you.
Yeah.
And to whom they are supportive. Those are people who are in personal development too. And you just share your goals. Yeah. And you track each other's progress.
Wow. That's a great tip. So it's important to set goals.
goals is hugely important. Every year I set goals. My goal 3 years ago, I set a goal to read 50 books a year. And in the beginning, I was thinking, oh my God, 50 books a year. I will never achieve it. Because before, my pace was like 20 books a year. Now it was 50. And then I did 50. And I thought like last year, let's try 60. And I did it. And this year, I'm like 60 again. I will not go to 100 books. But I'm keeping like 5 books a month. I'm reading 5 books a month, which means mostly 3 in printed version and 2 in audio, because I'm in the car like 1 hour and a half per day driving. So I have always an audiobooks. I never listen to the radio, never listen to the news, always audiobooks.
Wow. So for those who don't like reading.
Yes, that's great. Audiobooks is great. Yeah. Especially if you like, let's say you spend like every day an hour in the metro or in the bus or in the car. That's so easy. It's, like that time is not wasted.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the car drive. It decompresses me. And then I'm listening to some fantastic books.
Wow. That's awesome. So what are the benefits of personal development?
It's an enormous gift to yourself. It makes your life worthwhile. It gives you purpose in life. Most people just stroll through life. They get up, they go to work, they have some entertainment in the night, go to sleep, and the same thing over and over again. They have a fight with their husband, they have problems with the kids, then they have problems with their boss, and they stay in that circle their entire life. They have money problems, and they never get out of that cage. Because that's what it is. It's a cage of limiting thoughts. It's a cage of not having self-discipline. It's a cage. And 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 skin cancer. And they told me at 32 years old, you have 6 more months to live. That's why I'm so passionate. Maybe you think, oh my God, what a passionate woman. Well, 18 years ago, they told me you're going to die in 6 months. Wow. And that woke me up. I was 32 and I was thinking, okay, I wanted to survive, but you still think, okay, if my life is over right now, am I happy with my legacy? And my answer was no, I was not happy because I was living that life from getting up and the kids. And although I was running my business and I was reading books, but still it was different. It was not about leaving a positive legacy. It was just about living life. And I promised myself, if I survive this cancer, I will leave a positive legacy. I will live a purposeful life with goals. And that changed me entirely. So for the people listening, you don't have to be faced with cancer to change your life. Just do it now.
Yeah, do it now. Just like the Nike slogan.
Just do it.
Just do
yes.
it.
One of the best slogans ever.
Yeah. So do you think it's crucial to have a personal development plan?
Do I have a personal development plan? Is that what I didn't hear you.
And do you think it's crucial to have a personal development plan?
It's really the desire, the willingness to change. That seed has to be planted in your heart.
Yeah.
If the seed, it cannot come from outside you. It's not because a friend says it, that it really has to come from inside you, a calling inside you, like that you want to create something significant in your life and with your life, that your life was not wasted, that your life was not in vain. When when you're 80 years old or 90 years old and you lay on your deathbed, that you can look back at a life that you say, wow, I meant something in the life of others, because that's what your life, it's the number of lives you touch. It's the number of hearts you touch. And I can know because I was there on my deathbed. They told me. So I know it's the people around you. What did you mean to them?
Wow, wow. I completely agree with you. And I know some people have a fixed mindset and believe they can't improve themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give them?
Well, nothing, there's so much that can be learned.
Yeah,
Nothing is fixed. If you say to yourself, I cannot, that is what is going to happen. Because your mind will look for all the signs outside you to confirm the belief that you cannot do it. If you say, I can, your mind will start searching for all the opportunities to confirm your belief that you can. So there's a very famous quote, whether you say you can or you say you can't, you are right. Because what you speak is what is going, is what your mind focuses on. And that's very powerful. Never forget the power of your word, the power of your thought. So if you speak in a negative way about yourself, that is very detrimental for yourself.
yeah,
It pulls you down. It can make you ill. It just speak in a, because if you do not speak in a positive way about yourself, who is going to do it? You first have to do it for yourself.
yes, that's true. That's true. So, positive affirmations are really
Yes,
important.
yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes, look in the mirror and say, you are awesome. You are amazing.
Yeah. Praise yourself if people don't praise you.
Yes, yes. And feel it and believe it. And in the beginning, it's awkward, but then it gets better. In the
Yeah.
beginning, you say, like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But then you get used to it and you feel the power of it.
Wow. I completely agree with you. The power of words.
Yes.
So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start their personal development journey?
Um, well, first of all, very important is supportive friends, a supportive network. I think that can boost you. Then make a plan. You set your goals, and you set your goals. You could say professional, financial, physical health, spiritual, and relationships. So for each of them, you just write down where do you want to be in 1 year and where do you want to be in 5 years. Who is the person you want to be in 5 years? Who is the person you are looking up? Because every person that you are looking up to, you can become. You can.
Yeah.
But you need perseverance, a very burning desire and passion, and that motivation to, and patience. Rome isn't built in a day, and your transformation doesn't happen in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a journey, and it's an exciting journey, and there's ups and downs, and there's laughter, and there's tears, and there's joy and sadness in all of it. But through all of that, it's a beautiful adventure.
Wow. Wow. Awesome advice. Well, thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing your thoughts on personal development. That was awesome. I learned something new today.
Okay, that's great. I love to hear that. Okay, it was a joy to talk to you, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.